Good afternoon, everybody. We are having a fire, as you can see. We're going to cook it down and cook some beaver meat over the fire. And I figured what better time than to tell this Bigfoot story encounter that this guy sent in to me that I thought was absolutely amazing. He's allowing me to share it. He would like to remain anonymous. So I'm going to share this story with you. I'm going to start doing Sasquatch series. It's going to be anywhere from short documentaries to sharing other people's encounters. If you had an encounter yourself that you would like to share, please comment down below. We'll get in touch with each other and we'll try to get it out there. I know for me it was therapeutic to share my encounter with people. It was hard at first, but once you get past all the negativity, there's really a lot of people out there that will support you in the Bigfoot community. If you like these kind of videos and want to see more, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, the like button, and comment down below. So this story takes place on the McKenzie River in Oregon. A father and son went out to go fishing and hit the rapids in 2006. It's something that I had wanted to do for a very long time. So I'm going to share this story this guy sent in, and hope you guys enjoy. This gentleman reached out to me after I had uploaded my personal encounter, my encounter with Bigfoot, which I'll put the link in the description down below. It'll be the first video of this Sasquatch series. So the stipulation was, as long as I did not reveal his name, he remained anonymous, and we did not disclose the exact location where this incident occurred, I was able to share his story. After talking to him for a couple weeks straight, I started to realize this guy was really credible and he honestly believed what he saw that day. And it is truly an amazing encounter. So thanks for sharing your story. I'm sure people will enjoy. Let's get into it. My father and I have always been diehard fishermen, and we've been taking fishing trips during the summer as far back as I can remember. I had just turned 21 in 2006 when my father took a 10-day vacation and took me to the McKenzie River in Oregon. The first day there, we spent fishing fairly close to a lodge, as we'd be camping the next several days. We got to talk to some locals and get some ideas on what kind of fly lures we should be using. So that night, my father and I sat at the lodge, got together a game plan, and started tying flies that we thought would work based on what the locals had said and what was actually in the river itself as far as nymphs and flies. The next morning, we headed out fairly early. We got pretty far downriver. We caught a few whitefish and some steelhead. We started hearing noises along the bank. It was hard to really pinpoint where it was coming from, but it sounded like rocks falling off the hillside or being tossed in the water. We saw a few rocks hit the water that appeared to be getting thrown, which was really confusing my father, as he thought there shouldn't be anybody out here at the point to where we were. But we really weren't too positive. Shortly after, this happened for about 45 minutes, and shortly after we forgot about it because my dad landed this beautiful cutthroat trout. As the evening approached, we set up a campsite and we talked about the day's fishing. We ended up catching 7 whitefish, a cutthroat trout, and 15 steelhead. So we were pretty excited about the day's catch and had figured it had already been worthwhile just being down there. We had set up our camp so that we could see the stars, which were crystal clear at night just off the riverbank, and we were kind of back far enough to where we could hear a little bit of the wildlife just in case a bear would approach us as well. As the night dwindled down, we began to get tired, and then we heard the sounds. It was a whooping sound. We heard it twice, and it was something along the lines of whoop, whoop. It was pretty far away, and it was kind of muffled with the sound of the rapids coming down the river. But I'll tell you what, I didn't sleep easy that night, and I could tell my father didn't as well. As soon as day broke, we were on the river. I was never a believer in Sasquatch, the Bigfoot stories. I just couldn't believe that they actually existed, something being that large that had never been scientifically verified. But what I'm about to tell you, I know for 100% fact that it was real, and I had seen him that day. As we were rounding a bend, my father was behind me in a kayak. He had hooked into a fish, and I had positioned my kayak to face him. I noticed something to the left of my father, and it was massive. This thing looked to me like a giant gorilla standing on two legs. It had black hair, long fur on its forearms, and it had a sunken in look to its eyes. It was only 10 feet off the embankment. I know what I saw that day, and it terrified me. It was just standing there. My father saw my face and turned right as it was turning into the brush. Thankfully, my father got a short glimpse of it, because I don't think he honestly would have ever believed me. We met up in the center of the river, discussed what we had seen, and tried to stick around to get pictures of it, but we never saw it again. And we left later that evening. We did not finish our camping trip, and we went back home several days early. This is a real encounter that my father and I had. We're never going to forget it. And I'm now a knower that Bigfoot is real. Thank you for sharing my story. Once again, please do not reveal my name or the location that this actually occurred. Thanks for taking your time to listen. Thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this story encounter as I did. And next time I hope to put together a lot more to the film other than me just cooking beaver meat the entire time. So I'm going to put together some clips, hopefully get some good video footage or pictures of big footprints or any sign it may be with the next encounter that I cover. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let's see how this beaver meat turned out. Alright, it looks like our beaver meat's done. All I did was grill it over the open fire with some onions and various seasoning. It's actually beaver backstrap. I tried a little bit of it. It's pretty darn good. Now I'm going to show you some great primates that were recently discovered. A little food for thought for people that may not want to believe out there. Prior to 1902, if you were to say that a gorilla was a real animal, a 5 to 6 foot creature weighing up to 350 pounds coming out of the tall grass, you would have thought somebody was crazy. You know, they were only known by folklore and local tribes members that had witnessed them firsthand. Only a jawbone has ever been found of a gorilla, regardless of the fact that we know they exist and we've studied them since 1902. So when thinking about Sasquatch, is it really that far-fetched that we have yet to discover something that is possibly out there? As people, we want to believe that we know everything, but we really don't. With scientists and people discovering new organisms literally every single day. Take that in consideration with how much in the northwest of the United States that we really have not discovered. There's a lot of land out there that we have not walked. Here's another species that was recently discovered that I'd like to share with you guys as well before we jump into this video. Here we have, I believe it's called a Tapanuli orangutan. I'm probably butchering the name, but however, they were discovered in just 2017. So brand new species of orangutan. There's said to only be 800 of them. And of course, you all might be aware of the new species of chimpanzee called the billy ape that was just discovered in the early 2000s. And the local tribe members have been talking about this guy for decades, and nobody believed them. It took them 5 years to track these guys down. Once they did, they were mind blown. So the billy ape, another one of the new great apes that was recently discovered. If you'd like to see more Sasquatch uploads, which are coming in the near future, please hit that notification bell, subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next week with a new